Let's talk about the most important people in the world, which are children, and how this heat wave might affect them. I'm Zeinab. I'm the pharmacist at Pill Sorted, also a mom of 3. I can relate with the sports days, activities, and how we want to make sure that our children are well protected. There's a couple of reasons why children overheat faster than adults, and why is it so important for us to know the symptoms in children as well. So first of all, in children, they don't sweat as efficiently as grown-ups do. The other thing is they don't really act on being thirsty. So once they're super focused on playing the game and all of that, they just forget about drinking liquids. The third one is they're usually out during their school time and playtime, and that's the hottest times of the day. So right now the advice is to stay indoors between 11 till 3 or 4 p.m. But most of the time that's when their lunch breaks happen and they're outside playing. And the last one is because their metabolic rate is faster than grown-ups, they are usually a bit more hotter than adults as well. So these combinations makes children lose liquids and get dehydrated much faster. What are the signs that you can look at? So sometimes when they're just a little bit hot, they come in with rosy cheeks, and that's okay. But if the rosy cheeks comes into becoming a full-on tomato and they just flop down onto the sofa, that means they're getting really dehydrated. So you really need to be mindful. They might not actually be as sweaty, so their skin will be a little bit red, a little bit irritated, but you might not see that much of the sweating in them, okay? If it's in toddlers and younger children, so especially under 4 years old, if you don't see too much of wet nappy, so they're not going to the toilet as often as they used to, or they just get cranky, that is when you need to suspect dehydration. What I want to make a differentiator is children will naturally be a little bit more hotter. So if you take their temperatures and you feel that they're a little bit hot, it's not that they have a fever, and you don't want to go straight for medication. It's usually their body temperature that will cool down eventually. How do we protect them? First of all, during that hot time of the day, so between 11 a.m. till 3 or 4 p.m. in the UK, you want to make sure that they don't play outside right under direct sunlight. So playing in the shades or staying indoors is the best thing to do right now in the heat wave. And the other thing is wearing protective clothing. So by protective clothing, you mean bright colors that will reflect the light. Also breathable, hot-in textures so that the body doesn't get too hot in it is really good. Big caps so that it protects their face and their eyes are really important. Once they've come in and they're out of the hot, there's a couple of steps to take first of all. One is give them a big splash of water or a damp cloth, because that will help remove all of the sweat and the sunscreen and will help them calm down. But I don't want it to be too cold, because if you put too cold, it makes the blood vessels constrict, and that makes it quite irritating for the children. So just a lukewarm, medium cool water is good, but it will help them feel cooler much faster. As well as water, make sure you give them something that is water rich, like watermelon, like cucumber. These are over 90% water, but they're easier and more palatable for children, and for meals as well. So for the first half an hour especially that the children have just come out of the light, you want to go for anything light, not too greasy, not too heavy food. You want their little bodies to stay focused on cooling down, and it will be hard for them to digest. Now, for sunscreen, it's a little bit tricky to get them encouraged to use a sunscreen because it is quite sticky. If it goes into their eyes, it's really stingy, so they don't really like the sun cream. But I thought this is a good explanation that has helped me with my children and with other children in my family. That think of it this way: our skin has got natural oils in it, okay, and that's how it works. And if your sun goes directly onto our skin, this oil is enough to make it all frazzled and it makes it burn, basically. The sunscreen is that invisible shield. It will help protect your skin and it won't let it get hurt. I understand that sun cream is itchy and sticky, but then on the other hand, if you do get a sunburn, your skin gets really red, it gets scaly, it gets really sore, so that's not comfortable either. that way it's easier to use the sunscreen. The other way is if you wear nice, cool, breathable clothes, then there's not that much of your skin left that'll need the sunscreen. So a good balance would be between clothes, a little bit of sunscreen, and a nice hat. The other important thing is it's no use to use a big wad of sunscreen just once a day first thing in the morning. You really do need to top up the sunscreen as every time that you want to go out. So it's good to listen to your teachers when they tell you to put the sun cream every time that you want to go out to play. So children and medication. Okay, children that have type 1 diabetes, so children that need insulin. A lot of the children right now have insulin pumps. Okay, these children would need to be extra careful when they want to go out and play because of two reasons. First is when they go out and it's really hot, they're more susceptible to get a hypo. Okay, so their blood sugar is falling. That means right before going out for an activity, make sure that you have a little snack and make sure that you've drank plenty of liquids. Okay, then you'd be absolutely fine to go out to play. The other thing is the insulin, the medication itself, you need to protect it. So if you see the insulin in your pump going a little bit cloudy, or if the colors change, or if your blood glucose is not regulated as it was before, it might be that the insulin has been affected by the heat too. So it means you need to replace it and use another pump. The other thing is children who take ADHD medications. ADHD medications can affect the way that your body regulates heat. Okay, so you need to drink more liquids and be more mindful when you're going out to play in the sun. But I don't want you to stop any of these two medications. You do need to carry on taking your any prescribed medicines as regularly. If you see children have a little bit of a dry mouth, dry lips, or they have a rosy flushed cheek, or they're weeing a little bit less, or they have a darker urine, these ones just mean top up with fluids. Okay, but if you feel they're getting really floppy and they've got really sunken eyes, when you pinch their skin it doesn't move back down fast enough, those could mean that it's really dehydrated and you need to call the doctors. Okay, as a recap, children show heat differently. They get dehydrated faster, so we need to make sure that we give them plenty of liquids and keep them protected. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Subscribe to our channel. We have lots of good advice about sun protection and heat coming around. Thank you.